Welcome back to Chasing Trophies. Hope everyone is doing well. And after weeks and months of sadness and depression, Man United fans are back and they're smiling and they're enjoying life. Everything looks good. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything tastes delicious, and we're enjoying our football. Yesterday, we had Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates. Man United winning 3-2 with some banger goals. Joining me is my co-host Faz. Faz, I'm sure you're doing well, so I'm not going to ask you how are you, but how much did you enjoy that game, man?
Oh my God, man! Like I was with I think with Kunya, everybody was doing that dance move yesterday. That's how excited we were. That's how happy we were. Finally, a bit of more stability looking into United's way of playing. But at the Emirates, my expectations were very low. Obviously, us being ultra positive noobs, but yeah, I mean, it sometimes helps to be that, right? Like we being ultra positive, and that definitely helped us last night. And I mean, beating Arsenal, saving humanity. What else do you need, man?
Yeah, man, and Manchester United is doing rondos now, man, passing it around players like
Yeah.
that live in games. It's been a long time. Last time I think it was like Scholes, Giggs, Carrick himself used to do it. So it's been incredible. And a lot of people talking about Arsenal playing haram ball. This is like the topic for the last 2 3 months.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yesterday was halal, man, from Manchester
yeah,
United. Unbelievable goals, man. Just look at the quality of those strikes. And Bumo, yes, that was a very simple finish, but the pressing was really good. ठीक है, that's a normal goal. I understand that, but then the two bangers, tiki taka bang, Dorgu and Bruno. Then Dorgu and no, sorry, Menu and Cunha, and then Cunha just slaps it into the corner to win. So the high quality
yeah.
goals. It's not just like tap-ins or anything like that. High quality goals to win the game. Some very good football. This is what we were craving for a long time, and we got that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if you look at the two, like I think this is since 23 that Arsenal's conceded three goals at home.
Yeah.
Since 2023, and the way we have decided that we're not going to go in their box. We don't want to go in that box. We're going to go
Yeah.
shoot them outside, and that was
Yeah.
actually a very genius move in the second half. That first half, see, we'll have to be realistic. First 10 minutes, they put on the pressure. They applied the chokehold. We were a bit on the back foot, but then they started fumbling in their own mind. Like it didn't make any sense. Like you should have gathered the control, let it be Subamendi, Rice, then Subamendi gives the ball away, and Mbemo with a beautiful cut, like took the ball past Raya, and then that's where second half United started believing in this typical like old school United, right? Second half you get that feeling of the 90-minute goal is coming that starts instilling in you as a player, and then again like the defensive mindset that Harry Maguire brought, Casemiro we saw the fighting warrior as always. So United started daunting on them, like they started daunting on them. Then the ghost of the past hit Arsenal, and suddenly they just switched down. They didn't look like the same team that we've been seeing, year on year, upping the ante. And kind like you gotta blame the players. I mean, there was a quadruple change as well that Arteta made, but it wasn't just helping them. And this is again where your big game player mentality is so like Rice and the Shakas, and this is why you were brought into the project, and this is why you've been back for so many years, right? And now that is where they failed to deliver, I guess.
Yeah, it's about sustaining that rhythm and that tempo for throughout the game, which Arsenal is lacking right now. They're flattening a bit. They look very cagey. Even when they score a goal, आप देख लो पहला goal मारे, then they start playing out at the back. At that time, they just need to go back on the front foot. Like I know it's very simple for me to say, but a
Yeah.
lot of fans and a lot of commentators and ex players have been saying that they're looking very cagey, and that is very obvious to us as well. But Manchester United being the opposite, they're applying the pressure throughout the game. They're showing that consistency. The last two games have been incredible. We'll take it game by game. Obviously, next game is the
Yeah,
biggest game of our season against Fulham because that is the tough part. But the
yeah.
last two games have you've shown consistency and you've shown the tempo been on that level. Easily after Arsenal scored, they could have scored that winner if this was
Yeah,
like in any season, if you're playing the top team who's 7 points clear, agar un
yeah,
log equalize karte, they make it 2-2,
yeah,
you might
yeah,
concede that third goal when you're
yeah,
playing away from home. But what
yeah.
did United do? They flipped the switch again. So it's
Mhm.
maintaining that rhythm, that tempo throughout the game, and that was unbelievable. And for me, that was the best thing, that away from home up 2-2, like the momentum is with them right now. You just snatch the momentum in a flick of a finger,
Yeah,
snap of a
yeah,
finger.
yeah, and that's what it is. They didn't let the settling thing happen. Within the next 3-4 minutes, I think we scored, and that was the game. Like if we waited a bit, like more like 2-3 minutes,
Yeah.
ball udhar chalega, game thanda ho gaya, khatam ho jata tha. But again, this is where I'm going to praise our goalkeeper as well. The distribution was immaculate. Like at times, pinpoint accuracy, getting to the ball to the guy who was the pass before the goal. The guy who, like, let's say Menu was the one who passed it to Cunha, or let's say the other, I forgot who, Dorgo Bruno was the guy who got the ball, right? So that is where I got to give it Lemon's credit. Like he was very good picking up the ball, falling to the ground, wasting the time, coming to the line of the ball, not letting the strikers चढ़ के नहीं खेले, डर के खेले striker से keeper का body. The main thing the keeper can do is he has the freedom to come and barge into the plate because he's the most protected player on the pitch, and that is where Lemons took a lot of lot of support and played it very sensibly, gave passes beautifully, distributed the ball. The save from the Gabriel header, Zubamendi header, sorry, the Saka save that we saw. So I think what United did was they didn't let Arsenal breathe in the second half. They kept and getting that goal. Obviously, it was a banger of a goal, 25 yards out of the box. But coming up with the tactic alone, I think that was an amazing stunt from the maybe the manager or the player. I don't know who saw that and did it. But like you said, 3-2 at the Emirates was an unexpected result, and at the end of it, hearing the fans boo was also a bit of a shock from
Yeah,
Arsenal.
and yeah, and also the two goals United conceded, right? I don't know how you, but I didn't react like, "Oh, Martinez, you're an idiot," or like I didn't react
Yeah,
like that. Oh, the
yeah,
goalkeeper missed it because it didn't look like a. It just looked like a scrappy, stupid goal.
scrappy.
That, but it wasn't something that angered us. Normally, misplaced pass or bad goalkeeping or whatever, we get really upset. It didn't really upset us. We're just like, damn, we're unlucky, and that's been the shift in the last two games. Like even if we're conceding and stuff, it's not just genuine mistakes. So, like,
Yeah,
sometimes we get unlucky or the opposition does something good. And look, Arsenal's corners, it's not just United conceding from them. Everyone concedes from
yeah,
them. So I wasn't too surprised with that. Obviously, it made it tense, the situation at that time. But again, Martinez, after scoring the own goal, he came back strong. He didn't let that play in his head. He didn't make too many errors. He did a decent job. Maguire did an amazing job, exceptional.
yeah,
Bruno was outstanding yesterday, and Casemiro was next level too.
yeah.
I think the way he played. He's 34 years old. It's his last season, but he's ending on a high so far. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But he's playing unbelievable right now. He's the starter. We've talked about all the players. What about the manager? The contract is here waiting for him. Michael, man, he's so well dressed, man. He's so well dressed.
Yeah, man, that jacket. I fell in love with the jacket, the white shirt, the shawl, the shawl, whatever you want to call it. I think it was impressive, and I think since Carrick's come in, one thing I would have to appreciate is the players were in a very tight spot. They just lost the manager, then Fletcher came. They lost two on the trot. They got knocked out of the FA Cup by Brighton. So it was a very bad space. This guy just came in and he said, "Forget everything. New chapter. It's like a new covering on an old book." And that's what Carrick did. He just didn't let anyone take the time. He just said, "Screw it. Deal with your emotion, and we get on with our now. We get on with our project. This is what our agenda is for the end of the season. We're out of this. This is all we've got. This is what we're going to do. Try to stabilize what's on the field, and 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, however they're shaping out. Let's do what it is, and let's try our best." Like he didn't put a lot of pressure on individual. It doesn't look like anyone looks pressured right now. It doesn't look like anyone's carrying any more baggage. They just said, like, I think maybe the management and everyone just said, like, just don't put any more pressure. Like, just get through the season and we'll see what happens. And I think Carrick has done very good. Like he's happy with the players. The players are happy with him. It looks like a much more healthier environment right now because we have gone through a very bad patch, not just results wise, but also with the media and all of this thing. I think Carrick has done so. You have to give him credit that coming into a burning building and being able to be a rescuer. I think it's crazy right now. Again, it's just two matches. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves, like you said, but that's what we're getting the vibe. That's what at least the vibe that I'm getting right now.
Yeah, and that's where I listen to neutrals because I mean, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville, they're so excited. Roy Keane
Yeah.
is saying like
Evra,
it's just two games. Yeah, Evra is excited. Roy Keane saying it's just two games. Wait and watch. He's like the
yeah,
I
other
don't
way.
want to call it the negative, but like the flip side of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But then you listen to Arsene Wenger, you listen to Patrick Vieira, who's on Sky the other day. Wenger
yeah,
was on BN Sports. They both said yesterday that he did something special in the last two games. Like even though United have beaten these teams in the past, they've but the way they shaped up and the way they played in the last two games has been very impressive. Again, that doesn't mean he's going to get the contract, and let's not get ahead of themselves. But if he does, continue like this, then obviously there's going to be a very, very strong case for him.
yeah. A lot of fans are carrying that Ole season, and rightfully so. I understand, but Ole also had won 18 games on the trot to get that contract. So
Yeah,
if Carrick is giving you that belief, I
yeah,
don't. I wouldn't say it's an unfair thing to give him this thing, but again, like I said, let's just wait from here to Fulham. We go from Fulham, we go to another team from it, and then the end of the season, how is the team? Are the team progressing, or are the team regressing? It's just about that at the end of the day. But yeah, as a whole club improved, no, but the football on the field right now, yes, it looks good.
yes. Yeah, and I think every fan is suffer some PTSDs. That's why all these talks happen, and
Yeah.
everyone is split when it comes to these things because they've done everything. They've backed managers, they've not backed managers, they've sacked managers, they've sacked
Yeah.
after 3 years, after 6 months, after 1 year, but nothing has worked for them right now. But it's been a good last 2 weeks. It's been incredible. Last 2 weeks has been outstanding. We've really enjoyed it, and yes, we'll definitely come back and preview the next week as well. There's going to be Premier League games in between. There's going to be some matches as well. So we're going to
Yeah.
be doing a lot of football content in the next few weeks. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe button. But right now, Manchester United is in the top four. Arsenal is 4 points clear of City and Aston Villa. So that four represents fourth and
A lot
fourth
of
place.
things. Yeah.
And yes, if Aston Villa win it, that'll be amazing. But I still feel Arsenal are favorites to win the league. Fez, you agree with that right
Still,
now?
yes, top four. I would say like the fans should not put the pressure. What we saw yesterday. If they do, then they're going to crumble. It's like a very uncooked pie, and they just have to wait for the oven preheat 240 and just let it
If
bake.
City or Villa become clutch, right, then they will crumble. But I
100%.
for me that's the problem. I don't know if these
Yeah.
guys will
Yeah.
not like right now they're dropping points. Again, if you have consistent 7 wins in a row from one of these two teams, right, Arsenal
Yeah.
will crumble. But I don't see that happening. That's why I
Yeah.
still feel that
Yeah.
Arsenal is going to win the league. So that is
For
my
for City, they just don't have to overcomplicate it. Pep is the genius at doing that overcomplication. You're seeing a lot of combinations. I think Semenyo is so good for them so far. Like by next level, खेल रहा है. Unai Emery with Ollie Watkins, Rogers. I mean, Ollie Watkins got a goal, not looking, but yeah, like you said, 7 on the trot, 4 on the trot. Yeah, Arsenal को एक और धक्का मिला and they capitalize. That's where table पे जब visually impact दिखेगा. 4 is still a decent barrier to have, I guess.
yes, yes. Four is a decent value to have, and because the other teams are also a bit like shaky right now, Arsenal probably in the lead and favorites to win the Premier League. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe button, and continue following Chasing Trophies. That's it for today, and see you soon. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you, guys.